Morning everybody. I'm going to do a quick shave today. I wanted to spend a little bit more time and do a bowl lather, but I didn't practice very good time management this morning. So I've already wet my face, I've already put some pre-shave oil on it. I did not bloom this today, because the other day, and my Razorock Plissoft again, the other day I did bloom it, and I really over lathered. I loaded the brush way too much. And here if you look, it lathers really easily, and when I lathered it, and I did it too long, it'll turn kind of pasty. So because it did that and I put it on my face, it was kind of like moving Elmer's glue all over my face. I really couldn't get that great of a lather. So hopefully we do a lot better today. Like I said, I was going to bowl lather, lost track of time, not bowl lathering today. But that's okay. Yeah, this is much better today. So even though this soap is not tallow, it's pretty thirsty. You can definitely load a ton of water in it. And I was playing around with my bowl the other day, just trying to figure out what I did wrong and trying to see if I can get a better lather. And I definitely did, and was really surprised at how much water this soap could take. It is not faint of heart when it comes to absorbing and using that water. Yeah, it's much better today. Much better. I can already see the shine from the light. So same setup as my last video. I'm going to be using the Colonial Razors General. I'm on shave number 4 with this blade, and it's going really well. Not all blades are the same. Obviously, you could take like a Darby blade and put it into a razor, and it works fantastic. And you can take that same exact blade and put it into another razor, and it's garbage. I was reading some comments from a Facebook group, and then from another video as well, and people are just adamant about how certain blades are just terrible, and certain blades are the best. I'll tell you that I've tried dozens and dozens of different blades, and each blade has a specific place in each razor that I use. So when it comes to DE razors, on my DE89 Dreadnought Spartan, the two best blades in that for me are Astras and Feathers. Feathers are good after about like the first shave or so, or if I'm only doing 2 passes after the first 2 shaves. And then the Astras are pretty consistent. I like them a lot. So I use those in pretty much every razor, but I go to something like, a Gillette Slim Adjustable, and the black Gillettes work really well in that. Lather up for pass 2, whereas the black Gillettes don't work well at all in my DE89. So if you have a bunch of razor blades and you don't like the way they perform, honestly try them in a different razor, because you may just well be pleasantly surprised that they do work. And just like different razors, if you use a pack of razors, not every single razor blade is made exactly the same as a previous one. So you may get in there and have a garbage blade, and then the blade you use right after it's amazing. I notice that a lot with single edge razor blades. So some of them I'll have an amazing shave, like the one I'm using right now is giving me some really good shaves. And sometimes I'll pop another one in there, and I usually use a single edge for about 6 shaves. Some of them I'll pop in and I'll use it, and after 3 shaves I can't use it anymore. So you just have to go with face feel. Don't let people tell you what works. You find out for yourself what works. Because if one blade and one razor was the perfect combination for everybody, artisans, blade makers, and hardware developers around the world would be out of business. I really wanted to use the Razorock Seasonal Blue Fougere today, but the last video I made, I unbox PAA, so it seems like it'd be a little bit of a faux pas not to use it in a video. And it smells amazing and is performing very, very well. Yeah, I looked at that first shaving video I made, was done, uploaded it, and saw that it was like 35 minutes long. And I remember when I was watching shaving videos a lot, I was frustrated when I would see something like that. I was like, that's way too long for a shaving video. And that's when I started watching more of like CDB's shaving videos. If you never watched a Christopher David Bailey video, I highly recommend it. It's pretty awesome. Like the way he speaks his mind, you know, he's just his own person, which sometimes can be easy to lose in some of these shaving forums. Group mentality starts to take over, and some of them can become pretty toxic pretty quickly. I just joined another one on Facebook, and the first thing I did once they accepted me into the group was scroll down to see how much shaving talk they're actually doing. Now, some of them you'll log in and it's like, hey, this is the greatest shaving forum in the world. We make all these fantastic products for our shaving group. And then you scroll down and all it is complaining about shoes or 100% political talk and nothing about shaving. So it's not really a shaving group, it's a gripe forum. With this one, I didn't see any of that. It was all shaving, and people were really, really positive, and you know, shave of the day pictures and questions actually being answered. So far, I'm very, very pleased with this group. It seems really, really good. And then you just gotta, you know, search around too, because you might be the type of person who really, really likes to throw in, you know, other topics into your forums. In my own personal opinion, forums should match the theme that they present in the description. So if you want to talk watches, pens, politics, anything like that, then go to another forum. Like I said, that's just my opinion. It might not be yours, and that's okay. Yeah, this is really nice. I'm going to be sad when I hit the max shaves on this blade because it is working beautifully. And then there's some YouTubers who keep their videos, you know, moderately short. They change the length sometimes, like Nick Shaves is a really good one. Really knowledgeable, well-spoken, which I would hope he would be as a future orthopedic surgeon. And then Paul H. Films is really nice to watch. He is a very, very positive man. So if you want an uplifting YouTube video to watch, just pull up one of his. A guy I really like watching, very soft-spoken man. Also, always has a pretty good attitude. He seems a really nice person. Is Shave Tank. I believe he's from Germany. I'm not 100% sure. Either Germany or Austria. But yeah, just another really nice guy. Level-headed dude. So there's tons of videos out there. The very first videos I watched were Geo Fat Boy. Oh, got a few nicks up here. Guess I was rushing a little bit. That's okay. It happens. I think I've watched all of his videos. And each one of them have their own personality too, which is what you would come to expect. Alright, so 3 passes. Really, really good. I'm going to rinse my face off, do my post-shave routine, and then get on with this glorious Friday. I hope you all have an amazing day. Last time you saw my alum block, it was probably a lot bigger. Note to self, and note to everybody else out there. Hold that there for a second. If you're bleeding a little bit, you can just hold the alum against it, and that'll help seal it up. If you drop, let's say, I don't know, a shaving brush onto your alum block, and it's already well worn, it's probably gonna shatter. But luckily for me, it broke in a way that I can still use it. I just have to be really careful because when it breaks, you can have some sharp edges on here. So just be careful. A lot of shaving videos isn't necessarily because you want to watch absolutely everything that the content provider is putting out, but you live a little vicariously through their shaving experience. So let's face it, a lot of us want to be able to shave more than once a day because it's really awesome. I love wet shaving. But if you do that, you're going to just mutilate your face. So you watch shaving videos not only to learn, not only to get a little camaraderie with people who watch them, but you know, live that vicarious shaving experience because somebody else is doing it and you know the process in which they're doing it. I do rinse out my soap containers after I use them. So I don't go out of my way to get every single bit of lather soap off the top, but I like to get them off like the sides and stuff like that. And then, you know, I just let it sit for at least a day and do all that. When I clean my brushes, I do that in the water, kind of rinse it through, and I'll take my fingers and kind of do this. And although a lot of people would freak out about that, like, oh my god, you're going to ruin your brush. Look, if I ruin a $10 brush, which I've had this for, I don't know, maybe a year, and it's perfectly okay. If I ruin a $10 brush, so be it. It is what it is. So rinsing off this alum. That feels good. Even on those little nicks I had on my stomach, it didn't burn too bad. So it's a pretty good shave. Though I am starting to get nicks on that, I'll go slower the next day. If I go slowly and I still get nicks, it's a good indicator to me that that blade might be done. So I'll change my little dye over to 5. I'm on my 5th shave on that. Because we use Clubguy soap, we're going to use Clubguy aftershave. Really, really, really nice stuff. I love smelling like this all day. I already used the Clubguy deodorant. Ooh, yeah, okay. That'll wake you up a little bit. So like I said, this also has alum in it. I felt that here a little bit. Not along my neck, but that's already faded. I don't feel it anymore. Good stuff. So if you want to wake yourself up in the morning, get a good menthol aftershave, take yourself a cold shower. You won't even need coffee in the morning. So like I said, I let that settle in a little bit. If you don't like aftershave burn, but you really like aftershave, there's a few things you can do to kind of mitigate that. You can leave your face a little bit more wet, and then put the aftershave on. Don't dry your face first. That'll help diffuse a little bit of that alcohol. So the alcohol will evaporate the water as it soaks into your skin as well. You can mix your aftershave splash and a little bit of aftershave balm together in your palm. Rub those together. That works pretty well. I don't do that generally because, like I said in my last video, my face usually gets pretty dry, and if I do that, I lose some of that moisturizing balm property, and my face just ends up being dry anyway. The other thing you can do is just wait 5 to 10 minutes before you put on your aftershave splash, and that'll help a little bit too. But you are putting alcohol and alum and some other ingredients onto a face that was recently scraped by a razor blade. So you're probably going to have a little burning. It's never generally going to go away 100%. That feels like it's soaked in nicely. I'm going to use the sartorial balm. That's probably too much, but it's okay. It's going to finally start to warm up here a little bit. Like I said, this stuff matches the Clubguy very, very well. And I am very sad to see that I believe this stuff is discontinued because everywhere I go, I can't find it. One place I do go to find some of that more difficult to find shaving stuff is Straight Razor Designs. Has a lot of good stuff. And honestly, they have it cheaper for a lot of other people. Shipping is okay with them. It's not amazing. So, I think the fastest one we've used is Maggard. I'm going to put on some sartorial cologne. And they're not terribly slow either. It's not like they have to go cross-border like Razorock does. Alright, now that's out of the way. Last step, we'll use some Pinod Clubman talc. Like I did before, just a little bit. Put it on my face. And now it feels silky smooth. Great shave. Great shave. All right, thanks again for listening in. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you next time. Have a great Friday and a great weekend, everybody.